Alright, so I have a theory on season 2 of Star Trek Picard. And if you haven't seen the first 2 episodes of season 2 of Star Trek Picard, or if you haven't seen The Next Generation in general, go ahead and skip this video. But I'm going to go ahead and get to my theory. So I already ran this by my good friends who watch Star Trek Picard with me, my group of guys that do this. But my theory is that Q has always wanted Picard to initiate the peace talks with the Borg, even since the beginning, ever since he showed up in the first episode. Now, granted, the writers couldn't possibly have come up with that theory back then, but I believe that is where they're going with the story. Here are some clues, okay? First of all, let's talk about the fact that the Borg Queen just all of a sudden shows up at the near the end of the first episode of season 2 of Star Trek Picard. Supposedly under the guise of talking with peace, but first she needs power. Now, when she's sitting there pretty much seeming like she's assimilating the entire fleet, notice that she, like, even 7 of 9 noticed that she was stunning everybody who came to fight her. Okay? Stunning, not killing, not assimilating them like most Borg would normally do. Heck, most of the time you got all the rest of the Borg members just showing up and assimilating people on the spot. Okay? They're not just killing people, they're assimilating people on the spot. Okay? Then Picard decides he's going to do the whole self-destruct thing. And immediately, Q pulls him out of it and changes the timeline to show him what the fuck could happen. Okay? Now, in episode 2, at the beginning of episode 2, Q starts off like he usually does, kind of, playful and kind of, whimsical and all that jazz. But he's starting to seem more pissed. Like at one point, Picard goes, "Q, are you all right? Are you ill?" And then and Q is just like, well, like Q looks like if you pay attention to Q looks like he put his bets on, he put all his chips in to something, and he's almost about to get fucked over. Like he's all like he looks like a person. Best way I could describe it is that he looks like a person who made a bet with a loan shark, and he's about to get the loan shark is about to come for him because he lost his bet. Okay, basically. That's what Q looks like when you look at him. And when he's talking to Picard, like, Picard does his usual, shut up, Q, I'm not going to take part in this, like he's always done in The Next Generation. But on this one occasion, Q decides he's going to slap Picard. Like, he slaps Picard like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why? Why are you doing this? You need to listen. You need to get it through your head that I need you to do this type thing. Okay? Now, granted, I am still trying to figure out what Guinan's role in this whole thing is, but I still don't know yet. However, I'm going to get back to the thing that kind of gives my theory meaning. Okay, so first of all, anytime Q shows up, I mean, yes, he showed up for Cisco, he showed up for Janeway, but in my honest opinion, with the whole him showing up for Cisco and Janeway, he saw them as had the same potential as Picard, but they didn't have the full potential of Picard. Okay, that's the reason why he only shows up every once in a while in Voyager, and only that one time after Cisco pretty much decked him. Okay? Notice, between Picard and Cisco, Picard never laid a hand on Q. He tried to figure out things peacefully, even though he was upset and all that stuff. He used his words. When he plays around with Cisco, Cisco literally just smacks him dead. He's not in for the games and all that stuff. Which that was the only time Q ever dealt with Cisco. And then Janeway, yeah, he played around with Janeway, but he flirted with her, but then he realized, okay, well, she has something to do to like kind of she deals with the Borg just a little bit more, a little bit as much as Picard, just maybe a tiny bit less. Okay, so he can't use those two. Okay, so he uses Picard, and he's figured out Picard, and he in the final episode he put Picard in a situation where Picard had to think outside of the box, and because Picard was able to think outside of the box, Q pretty much told him he passed the test, but he's still gonna put him on trial. There's still a trial to begin, right? Now, granted, here's the reason why he wants Picard to deal with the Borg. Okay, so first and foremost, he's on the Enterprise. He puts the Enterprise and introduces the Enterprise to the Borg. Okay, he doesn't do anything. He just says, "Hey, look, here's the Borg." Now the Borg knows about the Federation. They're coming. Okay, the Borg eventually takes over Picard, turn him into Locutus Borg. Okay, notice that I have to go over the Next Generation all over again, but is it just me, or did Q kind of dip out for a good long period of time after the whole Locutus of Borg incident? I'd have to look into it again, but he didn't seem like he was showing up that much until the final episode. Well, I'm going to go over Next Generation one more time to really see if this theory puts some fruit to it. Either way, 9 times out of 10, whenever Q shows up for Picard, he's sitting there just testing him, making Picard try to think outside of the box instead of, just with what is said. Okay? So he does. So, in all honesty, and Picard is the one that the Borg want to talk to in order to, because who's the best person to help factor in a peace with the Borg and the Federation? Maybe somebody who's been on both sides of the coin. I mean, granted, Picard has pretty much dealt like blow after blow to the Borg. Okay, blow after blow. Janeway did a little bit, but Picard did most. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, first of all, Picard is the only one. Picard was the first to pretty much get the idea of turning a Borg hive mind into an individual again. First, he became Locutus, and then his crew pretty much turned him back into Picard. Okay, so he got, split off from the collective. Then, okay, there's Hugh. They sat there and gave individuality to Hugh. Oh goodness, there we go. Now Hugh has, introduced individuality into the collective. Now we have the XBs in the first season of Picard. He was basically the leader of the XBs. Okay. Second thing, the Borg queens all are like somewhat connected to Picard. They know of Locutus. Locutus had the weirdest designation of all of the Borg. He was supposed to be like a ambassador for the Borg in a way. but not in the way that, would help people understand them, okay? So, of course, the Borg Queen is going to go for Picard and want Picard there for the negotiations for her to the Borg to kind of foster inner peace with the Federation, because obviously it's not working for them, constantly trying to conquer the Federation in order to get peace. Maybe it's time for a dialogue. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to the original point I made. Why did Q, of all times, sit there and change things immediately as Picard is about to blow up the ship with him, Borg Queen, and all the others? Okay? Why would Q take them out of that particular moment? Switch up history, realize that, oh yeah, you're at the point where your history, you're about to kill the Borg Queen. You're about to win. This is a world in which you pretty much are about to win and beat the Borg completely. But it's totalitarian. So if you can beat the Borg, kill every single race that you come across, kill Sarek, kill Garrick, kill kill Martok, kill Gul Dukat. If you can do all of that, well, and now you get to the thing, couldn't you possibly, and you've made peace with Cardassia, all these people that in this world you've killed, didn't you make peace with all of them and they're like great people? After that, I mean, maybe not Gul Dukat, but you did make peace with Cardassia. You did make peace with Vulcans. You did make peace with the Klingons. You can make peace with the Borg. Basically, that's basically what Q is pretty much trying to tell him. That's how I feel. I mean, Q is sitting there going about it illogical way, but who's the only people who can help Picard get back and change the future back to what it was? Okay, you got the usual crew. You got Rafi, you got Girardi, you got Rios, you got Seven, you got my boy Eleanor, and then you have the Borg Queen. The Borg Queen is essential to you guys going back in time because she's the only person who has the ability to do the precise calculations for time travel. The slingshot around the sun time travel calculations. Because, well, you can't really ask a Vulcan. You can't really ask any other, like, science-minded species because of the fact that, well, they're dead in this world. So why would Q allow for that exact moment to happen? Or you have the Borg Queen. You have all of them. They're waiting on this journey. You're sitting there. You got to get them back to this regular timeline, and the only person who can help you get back to the regular timeline is the Borg Queen. Q wants them to work together for a reason, because if they're working with the Borg Queen, they can actually better understand what's going on, and therefore, when time is brought back to normal, instead of ending it with violence and killing a whole bunch of people, they can make peace with the Borg. And there may be something important for the Q continuum, in all honesty, with the Federation making peace with the Borg. Just saying. That's how my theory goes. So basically, my theory is Q has always wanted Picard to be the one to make peace with the Borg. And that will, in turn, create a better galaxy. And it will, in turn, help the Q continuum somehow. Don't know how that works. Still gotta figure out how Guinan factors into this whole thing. However, Q has always wanted Picard to be the one to be the ambassador for the talks to come forward with the Borg. That's my theory. Hey, comment, like if you liked it. Comment if you have your own opinions about it. Comment if you think that I'm not off. If you're a fan of Star Trek, if you watch Star Trek Next Generation, if you're watching Star Trek Picard, if you're watching Star Trek Discovery, let's discuss these things, you know? Alright. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.